Gentleman from Montgomery, Mr. Yost.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for the point of a personal privilege.
Gentleman may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, members of the House, I rise today following thoughtful reflection from the actions of the gentleman from Henrico yesterday on the floor. As I left the chamber, I was filled with emotions of disbelief, of anger, but deep sadness. For me, Newtown was but a somber reminder of the events that took place and left a lasting impression on myself and the district that I represent. While nearly 6 years have passed, April 16, 2007 is as vivid now as it was then. It was a typical April morning in Blacksburg, and it was cold and blustery. And as I walked into our local community services board, I could distinctly remember watching the snow swirl on my feet in the wind. I remember my dad calling me to say something was going on campus and to please be safe. I remember the feeling of panic as we sat locked down for hours less than a mile from Norris Hall. I remember the continual sound of sirens from the myriad of police, rescue, and fire vehicles that descended on our town. But most of all, I remember the desperation as I reached out to numerous friends I had on campus that morning, and the busy signals that came as a result of the circuits being overloaded. I remember standing in line for 4 hours to view the body of a friend who I lost that day. In the weeks following the events in Newtown, I have sat and watched silently as we have debated the issue of gun control both here and in Washington. But I ask, Mr. Speaker, where is the drive to seek solutions to our mental health system? To me, the conversation on gun control is nothing more than a political sideshow that, as it has done in the past, will get us sidetracked from the real issue at hand. 1 in 4, 25%. That's how many adult Americans are estimated to live with a diagnosable mental health condition. While mental health and substance abuse issues are common, they are treatable, and it is possible for the individuals to go on to recover and lead full and productive lives. I have seen numerous individuals walk the road to recovery, and I feel blessed to help them in that process. One of the most consequential gifts I have ever received came from one such individual. Following her time with our program, she presented me with a simple certificate that stated, "Presented to Joseph R. Yost with sincere appreciation in helping me save my life." Mr. Speaker, mental illness is not something to be ashamed of, and it is not something someone asked for. It is important that more people have access to treatment and services because there is a great deal of knowledge on how to identify mental health conditions. Proper education is the single most important tool we can provide. We need, we need more information out there about mental health diagnoses, symptoms, and side effects. We also need to understand that recovery simply isn't staying on one's medications. Self-esteem and social support are essential. Events such as those in Newtown present us with complex challenges that require complex solutions and not political theater. As a member of the Governor's Task Force for School and Campus Safety, I look forward to providing my background and experience on helping bring progress to this important issue. But I also ask everyone to please remember and do more for the 1 in 4 who suffer from a mental health condition, because that one can be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, or even you. I want to close with an excerpt from a memorial to the Massachusetts State Legislature by Dorothea Dix in 1843. Ms. Dix approached the legislature and said, "I come to present the strong claims of a suffering humanity. I come to place before the legislature of Massachusetts the condition of the miserable, the desolate, and the outcast. I come as an advocate of the helpless, forgotten men and women, of beings sunk to a condition from which the most unconcerned would start with a real horror, of beings wretched in our prisons and more wretched in our almshouses." Ms. Dix closed her memorial by stating, "Gentlemen, I commit to you this sacred cause. Your action upon this subject will affect the present and future condition of hundreds and of thousands. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.